Right.
Boom. Boom.
Ignore your fucking wife.
All right, we're back. Fucking week 12. Just ended an hour ago, 2 hours ago, with probably one of the most boring yet kind of exciting last minute, 2 minutes, Monday night game in a very long time. So yeah, a lot of shit to talk about. I think we should probably just get. So I took everything from Bubble up off. I left Miracle. And I'm thinking if we should work backwards. But also, I feel like people listen to our thing because they care about the Cowboys and the Raiders. So maybe we should do our teams first, or the local teams first.
Wait. I have a suggestion. I think it's a disservice for us to not start this pod without talking about the best game of the week.
Okay. Like I say, we say it at the same time. What we think the game of the week was.
All right.
On three. On three.
Go ahead.
Okay. Go ahead. 1, 2, Eagles.
Pats, Giants.
No. Oh, yeah.
What do you think?
Pats, Giants.
Why should we not talk about them?
I did not think you were gonna say that, dude. I think I would have picked like 10 other games. Fucking Tommy DeVito.
Tommy DeVito.
I mean, if we're looking at
Mac
this,
Jones.
If we're looking at this, I do think it matters for sure. Because it is a rivalry game. It is probably like the biggest or the most important rivalry of at least of like the 20th century this way, because the Giants fucked over the Patriots on their 17-0 season. So if I'm like a Patriots fan, I fucking hate them for the rest of my life. So, but the Giants kind of fucked them over. I mean, I don't know if that guy tried missing it on purpose, but okay. Well, let's start with why do you say it's the most important game? Let's start like that.
No, I just had to say that because that was absolutely probably the worst game.
Oh yeah, dude, 100%. It 100% was the most boring. I had the red zone on, so like the red zone was like trying its hardest to find something to just kind of include it as much as they could. But it was like Scott Hansen was breaking his back trying to figure out a way to just even get like a highlight off or something. And yeah, like it was just bad. But I did see, because of red zone, I saw that last that kick to tie the game, and I guess the dude just shanked it left.
Yeah.
And the Giants won. So I mean, the Giants beat them in the rivalry, but at the same time, that's a fucking big W for the Patriots.
No, for the Giants. For the Giants. Oh no, you're saying for the Pats?
In the draft, yeah. Because if they win, right. They. Well, I mean, I guess technically they're still third, but like I don't know. I do think they have a way better chance of jumping into the second spot. I mean, this shit says that they're in third because they have one less loss, but that's because they haven't had the Cards haven't had a bye yet, right? So, So they're technically in second, but yeah. Well, okay, yeah. So I do think that was the fucking worst game, and it's probably like. Okay. Let's start with the Cowboys. Let's work our way from Thursday this way. Because I do think that when people listen to this, they probably care about what you have to say about the Cowboys rather than like what we have to say about like the New York Jets. You know what I mean? Like we don't have any Jets fans in our life that are like, oh, let me check out what Andy and Anthony were saying about fucking, I don't know, the fucking Tennessee Titans. You know what I mean?
No,
so like, I don't know, but you think I should leave these miracle ones here? I mean, these are. It's funny because this miracle one is like. Yeah, let's just start with the Cowboys. We can work our way from the Cowboy game to the other Thursday games, and then the Friday game was a dud, but we could kind of touch on it a little bit, and then we'll start on Sunday. So, Cowboy game was also kind of a dud, just because they worked the I was gonna say the Redskins, the Commanders, right? You guys played the Commies.
The Commies, absolutely.
Exactly. So that was actually super. It actually was it kind of close at first.
No, it was.
Kind of like at halftime, right?
Yeah, that first half was competitive, like I thought it would be.
Yeah,
but absolutely, in the second half was absolutely a beatdown for sure. We turned it on after.
I feel like the Commanders have been.
Yeah, in the fourth quarter.
It was 20-10. It was 2010 at half.
Yeah.
At 2010 at half, but it wasn't like super out of it. Dolly Parton came out
in a cheerleader
in the cheerleader outfit, and she filled that motherfucker out nice. 77 years old. 77 years old to be out there dressed like that is a very big accomplishment. Because I'm assuming she likes looking like that, and the fact that she's 77 and can look like that is a big accomplishment to her. So shout out to her.
For sure.
For pulling that off. And actually, you know what? I'm gonna just
for shits and giggles.
Let me just pull the first. This is what she look like right here. Very nice.
Jerry Jones was in his suite.
Yeah.
His lips. Yeah,
he was. He was like, I'm not gonna get in trouble for this one because she's actually. Even her age, that's still like a problematic 20-year age gap probably. How old is Jerry Jones? Like 90?
80 something.
Yeah,
80 something.
That's still he was at least 18 when she was born. So like
for sure.
But yeah, that's not the most important thing. Let's see if there's a clip of. So the game was they pulled away after halftime. I guess the Cowboys fucking got a good juju after the Dolly Parton halftime, and they fucking were popping off. Dak looked really good.
Yep, probably Dak's best game. Arguably.
Yeah, and I saw people tweeting like, MVP talk for Dak.
Yeah,
MVP talk for Dak, and I wouldn't take it that far just because like, I know when you look at who they've beaten, it's kind of like a little.
Let me say something about that. Maybe I said it last week, or maybe I didn't. But it's how we're beating these teams. Yeah. So you look at the Eagles, and they're scratching. Granted, they keep winning these damn games, and we'll get to them a little later. But
the Cardinals. I would say the Cardinals won. I mean, there's a couple shit storms in there.
No, but I'm saying for the Eagles keep winning games, but how are they winning games? They're scratching and clawing. They're normally these last few games they're coming back.
True.
They're losing normally at the half, but they find a way to win, which that's a great trait to have.
Here we go. Bill Simmons. I just want to point out that Dallas has beaten. You can see the screen, right?
Yeah.
Okay. New York Giants 3-8. At the time, they were obviously 0-0, so it didn't matter. Then the New York Giants again. Washington, who's 4-7. New England, who's 2-8. Jets, who were 1-0 at the time, but now are 4-6. Carolina, who's 1-9. Rams are 4-6, and Chargers, who are 4-6.
Okay, here's my thing. Yeah, that's great. But what is the sports rule of thumb when you're a good team playing against a sorry team? You do what?
You should blow them out. You
should blow them out. All those scores? Read off all those scores.
Yeah. So opening week 40-0. The following week 10-30 to the Jets. Lose to the Cardinals 28-16, but beat the Patriots. Come back strong 3-38. Lose to the Niners 42-10. The following week beat the Chargers 2017. I mean that's
the only close game.
That's fair because Chargers are. I mean they're not completely terrible. Chargers are more underachieving than they are a bad team.
For sure.
Rams, you beat the Rams by 23. You lose to the Eagles. You beat
easily could have won that game. Stepped out of bounds. All this.
Could've.
You can do all that.
Yeah.
You can do all that. But okay,
Yeah,
read it.
you
Keep
could
going.
do the mental gymnastics for that one. Sure, yes. Cowboys, Giants, 49-17, and then obviously the Panthers, and then the Commanders. Okay, well, didn't we look at this last time? Remaining strength of schedule. I think your team finally has the tests coming through.
Yeah, starting in 3 days.
With Seattle, who's slipping too, so that's actually kind of a good thing for you guys because Seattle, I think, is trending downwards.
Very true, but what? They're in the hunt. Or I
yeah,
think
but I'm just saying
today they're still making the playoffs, but still.
Are they? I think they got edged out. Oh no, they are. You're right.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, they are. But this is getting way more exciting, especially because the Vikings lost. But
yes.
So they're trending downwards, so that's good because you guys should beat them. But then after that, you have the Eagles, who's going to be very hard. The Bills, who literally need to go 4-1.
Yeah, we don't know what the Bills are though.
They can't lose. I mean, they played pretty good against it. They played.
We got rumblings. I've heard rumblings of a little Sean McDermott should be fired. You don't know.
Yeah, but they won't do that until the end of the season.
Room. Yeah,
that won't happen until the end of the season. So regardless, that's a moot point. But I do agree with what you're saying. And then they have the Dolphins, who are they don't need this game, but I'm sure. I mean, they're still gonna want to win because
potential first seed, number 1 seed. They're
all
the same record.
All of these are literally, yeah.
Yep.
So, damn, this is actually kind of crazy. This goes from the 6th seed up. They're all within either tied or within a game, or half game. Sorry, I keep burping. And then you have the Lions, who this one actually might not really matter to the Lions, but I mean, you still want to win.
It might, because they might be competing for the 1 seed.
Depends on what happens to the Eagles the weeks before, but yeah.
Exactly. We beat the Eagles. Who are they playing next? Who are they playing next?
Well, the Lions have a pretty easy schedule. They have the Saints, Bears, Broncos, Vikings.
Eagles got the Niners next.
And then they got the Vikings next.
Eagles got the Niners and the Cowboys next 2 games.
Yeah.
They could lose those 2 games, and the Cowboys, Lions, and the Eagles would have the same, and the Niners would have the same record. So it would be the same thing in the AFC would be happening in the NFC. It's gonna get juicy, bro.
I just don't know. I'm not sold on what it is with the Eagles. I don't know if they're doing like we kind of suck, but we're pulling it off, or we're not really trying and we're just pulling it off. I can't really tell. I haven't decided. Like 2 years ago, that's how that
is not good, bro.
I mean, but
if they don't get pressure on the quarterback, dude, they're getting flamed.
Yeah,
they're gonna get flamed.
I mean, and if they get Shaq Leonard, Shaq Leonard, right? Shaq Leonard. If they
get
him,
yeah.
Which, because I think one of their dudes got hurt, right, or something like that. But yeah, somebody got hurt yesterday. That's like one of their linebackers or some shit. And the Cowboys do. I mean, regardless, the Cowboys are locked in that 5 spot. So I think for them they do have to hope that the Eagles do some games.
Oh, Fletcher Cox and Zach Cunningham. Fletcher Cox is.
Oh, Zach Cunningham is the one I'm thinking of. Yeah, Fletcher Cox is already kind of like past his prime a little bit, but he's still pretty good.
He's still their guy though. But yeah.
And then the Eagles, and then Zach Cunningham is the guy that I was thinking of. So yeah,
it's gonna get juicy, bro.
It's gonna get exciting. But yeah, so they won, and the thing that I think was the most exciting was the oh look, they have this. I haven't even seen this.
Oh yeah, we haven't even touched on that.
change this so you can hear the audio of it.
Cowboys have not picked Howell today.
Jim Nantz is a guy. He called this so good.
There it is. This is history. If Bland can take it the distance, this will be the record.
Breaks like 3 tackles, bro.
Fifth time has a pick six. It's never happened.
That's crazy.
Cowboys have not picked Howell today. 2nd and 10. There it is. This is history.
Yeah, he breaks 1 tackle, and then these 2 dudes run into each other.
Be the record. Bland for the 5th time has a pick six. It's never happened.
I mean, that's pretty crazy.
So we're gonna say defensive player of the year or what?
I don't know. I still don't know.
What are the odds now? Let's look
check
that up right now.
We gotta check the odds. I do think that
I said he would shoot up to like top 3. Let's see.
Unless Garrett can get the sack record.
I think JJ Watt tied him too. I think he had 2 sacks.
Defensive player of the year. Myles Garrett
he moved
first,
up to 4.
Micah Parsons to 2nd, TJ Watt to 3rd, DaRon Bland at 1,600. So see how it jumps.
That's a big jump, yeah.
They only like giving it to fucking defensive ends. I don't know.
No, yeah.
I don't know what. It's just like the same shit with the quarterback and the MVP.
I don't know why Micah is in front of TJ Watt though.
Probably like advanced stats or some shit. Also because the Cowboys are doing better than the Steelers are.
TJ Watt has 13.5 sacks right now. Myles Garrett still has 13.
And they need
so
22,
TJ Watt's
right?
ahead. Yeah. TJ Watt's
That's
ahead
crazy.
now.
I mean, if he gets a 6th.
No, okay. If he gets a 7th.
I don't know. Because 5th is like your break. I mean, I don't. I'm just saying. It was kind of like it's the Russell Westbrook thing, which is worse with the Russell Westbrook because it's the full MVP. You wouldn't give DaRon Bland the MVP because it's like.
Yeah, no.
What? They don't even
Dak's 3rd now?
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like.
Yeah, no, I don't like that.
Which is dumb because he's tied with Lamar, and Lamar shouldn't be getting the fucking MVP. He has not been playing good. I mean, he's good. He's winning games. But
their defense is clearly their
Yesterday's game was not. Yeah, it was not. Yeah, we'll talk about it more later. But like, it was not. Shouldn't have been that close. It was really frustrating. So, especially to my fantasy team. So So fucking Cowboys back in playoffs. And it looks like they're gonna sit there for a while. Washington. Yeah, just cross off. They're not good. And I don't think Riverboat Ron is gonna make it past the season. Or he'll make it past the season, but he's not gonna make it into next season.
To next year?
Yeah, he won't.
Yeah.
This offseason they'll fire him. They were already like trading away defensive players, and he's a defensive coach, so that's always a bad sign. I feel like when you're like when your guy's the defensive guy as a head coach, and they're turning away unless it's like there's a good reason to or whatever, or like, but like someone's like in their last day of the contract order, but like they're just clearly trying to get assets and try to build around something. So yeah,
and Sam Howell, real quick, and Sam Howell. That was the first game. Obviously, I watched that game from start to finish. Sam Howell can ball, bro.
He's pretty good. He can put things together. I think he can
ball, bro.
He's very Josh Allen like, as in like he can make shit happen, and sometimes it looks like shit and it goes to hell, but like other times it looks good, so it just depends.
Yeah. It's a little Baker Mayfield-esque when he took them to the playoffs and they beat the Steelers.
Yeah.
In the playoffs that one year. It's giving that, but hopefully, obviously, he can sustain it and be consistently good. But he can ball for sure. He won my respect for sure.
Yeah. So, we'll see what happens next year. I mean, there's a lot of players that I'm excited for next year, like just based off how they've been playing this year. Hopefully they get better, and and a lot of players that are in that same kind of realm that I'm hoping will end up on another team, or I mean, kind of like how Jared Goff did. How Jared Goff was on the Rams, went to the Super Bowl, lost to the Patriots, and then is on a good team now with the fucking Lions, which is a good segue into the morning game on Thursday, where the Packers beat the Lions. And I think we've talked about it already, how the Lions defense is not good. And this was a very good indicator of that, especially when Jordan Love shouldn't be putting up that many points. Although he has been trending upward. I would say if I had to...
Since the bye week, since their bye week, they came out solid. And to think they're on the bubble like that, I mean...
Yeah. If I had to draw a graph of what I think Jordan Love looked like, it was very much like a little bit up where you were like, okay, showing some promise, and then he fucking like kind of fell off, and now we're going back up again, and we're like in this direction right now. So, I guess in the middle of that, I thought he was gonna get put to a stop against the Lions. Like, oh, you've been playing good since the bye week. But don't worry, you're going to face the Lions on Thanksgiving. You're going to get cooked.
Yeah, big time stage.
Yeah, exactly. Because primetime always
Jack Harlow. Jack Harlow's performing Jack Harlow's
halftime. Yes, exactly, dude. Exactly. And they fucking popped off, and which is crazy because now they're 5-6. Oh, but Andy, and someone who's 5-6 can't possibly make it to the playoffs. Oh, well, you'd be mistaken because the Falcons are 5-6 and they're winning their division, which is stupid. Which is the reason I hate this. Because how can the look at these? Well, the Vikings lost, but this is why divisions kind of are stupid. But whatever. Which is also kind of interesting because then if they didn't have divisions, it'd be like basketball, and then that's like that's too much of the same. But like yeah, so like the Vikings are now 6-6. The Seahawks, like I said earlier, are trending downward. The Vikings are the Vikings are 6-6. The Packers are 5-6. The Rams are 5-6.
The Rams are there, bro. Come on.
And the stupid ass Saints are also 5-6. And the Buccaneers are on the outside looking in. It looks like yesterday might have been their
funeral.
Yeah, funeral. So So I think the Lions, if we had to do something with the Lions, I think they are going to make the playoffs.
For sure.
And they are going to win their division because they're too much ahead. But they're going to get cooked in the playoffs if they don't figure out what to do with their defense. And I think we might have to... Do we have to take the Packers out of tanking? Because it looks like we might have to.
We might have to miracle them. We might have to miracle them. We're going to have to miracle them for sure.
Yeah, we've been duped. We've been... our expert analysis was not correct because now these motherfuckers beat the Bears, lose to the Falcons, which they could have easily won this game. I remember. Mm-hmm. They come back on the Saints. They made a miraculous comeback against the Saints. Then this is the time where the arrow was pointing down, where they lost to the Lions, lost to the Raiders. Josh McDaniels led Raiders, lost to the Broncos, and then lost to the Vikings. Then they beat the Rams, lose to the Steelers, beat the Chargers, and then beat the Lions. And this game was not this close. It was way out of reach. Let's see. It was 20-6 in the first quarter, 23-6 at halftime, 29-14 at the end of the third, and then whatever. So
and that Packers defense can play too.
Yeah, and they got a lot of good guys on there. Yeah. They got that one fucking good looking ass the guy with the colored eyes on cornerback. I forget his name. Alexander or some shit. That motherfucker's good.
Oh, Jair.
Yeah,
Alexander?
he has like gray eyes or some shit. It's insane. He has like blue eye. I don't even know. Doesn't make sense. But I just know that every time I see him getting interviewed on Twitter, I'm like, who the fuck is this guy? I always think it's like one of those like we brought such and such person to come hang out with the Packers or some shit like that. So like, you know, like they have like those, oh yeah, like a Versace models doing a collab with the Packers or whatever the fuck. So that motherfucker, and then Chester Watson, or not Chester Watson, what's this guy's name? The receiver, Christian Watson. This guy popped off 94 yards. Looks like their running game is kind of figuring it out.
With no Aaron Jones.
Rashawn Gary had 3 sacks. So yeah, they were getting to Goff pretty good, and like, you know, Goff is not he cracks under pressure, and he also cracks in primetime. I think. Let's see if I can look this up. Goff in primetime. Jared Goff in primetime. Let's see record. 100 and oh, never mind. I guess I could confuse with someone else. He's 62, 48, and 1. So yeah.
That O line's good, and that O line got beat.
Got cooked. So yeah, I think we're gonna have to pull them out. We're gonna have to have a reverse eulogy and pull them out and put them in Miracle.
Yeah.
Because all those teams are right there. From the 6th seed to the potential 10th spot. You could see all of these mix up. So these last 2 spots could easily be 2 spots. It could easily be Packers Rams in the next 2 weeks. Even by next week, actually, because if Seattle loses to the Cowboys and the Rams win, I think the Rams beat the Seahawks already, didn't they? I don't know. Well, we'll get to that when we get to that. But yeah, so Miracle, and so that's good. Good for the Packers. I'm glad that they're figuring it out, because for a second there was even like we should fire Matt LaFleur talk, which I kind of thought was kind of dumb. But
yeah, for sure.
Because I feel like if you're one of those teams who have like a young coach, like if you really are ageist about this, like since Sean McVay happened, every coach that's gotten hired as like a part of his tree, or as part of like that younger part of the team or whatever, or like younger part of the head coaches, and everyone that's also been hired but it's like not as young has been getting cooked. Like all the young dudes have been cooking, and all the older dudes have been getting cooked, because like Hackett got hired, offensive guru, he got fired. Frank Reich, older dude, offensive guru, got fired.
Just got fired.
And then if you go the opposite way, yeah, I mean even Saleh, Saleh's a defensive guy, but he's like a good young guy. But the ones I'm talking about would be Shanahan, McVay, LaFleur, Zach Taylor, I guess McDaniels. He's a part of that tree. I think Steichen's not a part of that tree, I don't think, but he's also like a young dude. So I feel like just the younger dudes are like way more innovative, I feel like, and doing way better. I mean, even Staley at the time made sense. Because he was doing really good things with that defense, but he also had Aaron Donald, so it's like hard to say. But regardless, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I do think Matt LaFleur is like I think Matt LaFleur is a part of the Shanahan thing, but regardless, same shit.
Well, they're technically all under each other.
Yeah, pretty much. That's a good way to put
it. I always see that meme every week. At the time, the Redskins coaching staff in 2013.
Oh yeah, they're all
at the time. That's what they were called.
Yeah. Did you see that kid that was rocking the blackface?
Oh yes.
I saw that shit in real time. Time, and I was like, yeah, because I was watching it. I was playing Cyberpunk, but I was watching the game on my I was watching the game right here, and I remember I just looked over and I just fucking see this kid, and I'm like, oh my god, and then he turned and the other side of his face is red, so I was like, it's not a big deal. I mean, at first I was like, oh my god, he just straight up wearing blackface, which is not good.
Yeah.
You know? But
yeah.
But yeah, but he turns in this video. He turns, and then you can see the other side.
Oh,
is red.
okay. Okay. Thank
So
God.
when I first looked, I was like, "Oh my God!" And then he turned, and I was like, "Oh!" I was like, "Okay." Yeah, it's like right here. The other side of this kid's face was painted red. Just throwing this out there for context. I mean, I don't to be very honest with you, I don't think shit like this is racist. I mean, obviously blackface is, but like,
yeah.
it's like he's a chief. He's goes for the Chiefs. He's rocking the Chiefs stuff. You know, he's clearly there to be a fan. Like, he's a kid.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm not gonna be like this
yeah.
kid's racist. Like, this fucking kid's right. Like, what is he gonna? What is he like? Fucking turning away people at his like bakery or something? Like, he doesn't fucking do nothing. You know what I mean?
No,
but there are people on Twitter. Yeah, people on Twitter were like trying to put him in jail. I was like, dude.
No, I saw that picture. And it was this kid woke up and chose cancellation.
Yeah, it's like, what are you gonna cancel him from? 5th grade? Like, come on.
I didn't know. I didn't know he turned his head and the other half was. So
Yeah.
I'm a little
relieved
for that kid.
The camera stays on him, and then he ends up turning, and then you can see the rest of it is red, and then the camera turns away.
Well, thankfully that camera stayed on him.
Yeah.
No, yeah, that looks kind of crazy. Just that picture right there.
Yeah. So Oh yeah, what was I talking about before that? I got fucking sidetracked. God damn it.
We were talking about at the time their team name was the Redskins coaching staff.
Oh yeah, the coaching staff. Yeah, so I do think so that's how I was saying that I do think Matt LaFleur is a good coach, and he's kind of turning it around, and even Jordan Love's playing better. So I mean, fuck, like it's not like losing is gonna do you any favors at this. I mean, even trying to win, I feel like Green Bay always does good in their drafts. So like regardless of where they end up on this spectrum of fucking whatever their record shows, I mean, wherever they land, I do think they'll get a good piece or whatever. So whether they decide that Jordan Love is something to keep or not to keep. So but anyway, so the Packers, we pulled them out and put them into the miracle category. The next game on Thursday was a boring game. It was Seahawks-Niners.
Yep.
Right? And Niners back division winners again. I don't know. I'm down to put them in Super Bowl contender. I do think they're a Super Bowl contender.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Since their bye week, they figured it out.
Yeah, those 3 losses were kind of like, but like we'll put them.
Seems like they got back on track.
Yeah. Yeah, that bye week really did help them out a lot. And then the Seahawks, we might have to put them in the bubble. We'll put them in the bubble. Geno's not looking like as good as he did before. And the Geno, like, I guess I don't even know what to call it. Like the good story of like Geno making a comeback player of the year type shit.
Mm-hmm.
That shit might be ending already because he's not playing as good as he once did. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. I do
that famous quote of him saying, "They wrote me off, but I ain't right back."
I didn't write back. Yeah.
Yeah. I think you wrote back.
Yeah.
I think you wrote back this season.
You're writing back. I don't know if you sent the letter yet, but there's some shit getting written down.
He's writing it though. He's typing it up.
Yeah, it's the red receipts are on, and it's not good. So like, yeah, but let's look at the rest of their schedule actually. Well, they got the Cowboys. We knew that already. Then they got the Niners again. I don't know why they've been doing this to teams. They've been just
Eagles and Eagles after.
They've been having these motherfuckers go like, look, division game within 3 weeks. Remember we were like pointing that out earlier in the season too?
Oh yeah.
Niners, Cowboys, and then Niners again. Like, why couldn't it just be more spread? Yeah, they're gonna be fucking comes to the dumpster because they played the Niners, got their ass kicked. Then they have to play in a short week against the not a short week, it's an exact week, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, that's actually pretty good. They play Cowboys, and then this will be a good Thursday game. That's cool. And then they play the fucking Niners. So.
And then the Eagles.
And then the easy Titans, and then do they need 10 wins? They need 10 wins, right? And how many wins they have? 5 or 7? 6 or 7. Yeah, I think 10 wins.
6.
I think you need 10 wins in the NFC.
Yeah, they're not gonna get that. Just in their next 3 games, they might go 0-3. They might end up 6-8 in 3 weeks, just like that. 6-8.
6 and 8. Yeah, they would have to win their last 2, huh? Well, yeah. If they need 4 wins, where are they gonna get them from? Tied in the last 3 weeks. No, but the Steelers are not easy. Yeah, it's
And
not
they're gonna be
good.
battling. Yep.
It's not looking good. We'll leave them. They're gonna need
Yeah,
a miracle.
Yeah, just off of their schedule. Yeah, I agree.
Okay, so then so that was that, and then Friday was the Jets.
Miami.
Boring as yes, Miami. Looking good as ever. Are back, division winner, I would assume. See what the standings are. Eight and 3. Bills are 6-6. Yeah, it's pretty much a wrap. They're gonna be the division winner. The Jets are done.
They got a light schedule too. Dolphins.
There's no way for the Jets. Yeah, they have Commanders, Titans, Jets.
Oh, those
Cowboys,
last 3
Ravens.
would be tough.
Yeah.
It's a pretty even last 6 games.
This Bills game might actually matter. So I guess we'll see what happens if they actually need they might actually need this Bills game. That's if they lose any more games, but right now they're like ahead 2 games. They're 8 and 3, and the Bills are 6 and 6, so they're 3 games ahead. So they might not even. They probably won't even need that game.
Yeah, they won't need that.
At least for the division. Maybe they'll need it for the.
All those teams gonna need all their games.
Yeah,
they want.
So we'll see what happens, but it looks. If I had to pick between the Ravens, Chiefs, Jaguars, and Dolphins for the number 1 seed, if I had to pick a team right now who I think is going to get the first seed, I'd probably go Chiefs just based off the fact that they're the most experienced team. Mm-hmm. But I do think I like the Dolphins more than I like the Ravens, and I do think I like the Dolphins more than the Jaguars. I think I'd rank Jaguars last, and I'd put the Ravens third. Just because the Ravens' offense is not. They're just pissing me off. It's just like
you just said it right now. Because of that, I'd put the Ravens 4th, the Jags 3rd, Dolphins 2nd, Chiefs 1st. Because of that, because they have they just look way better on offense. But their defense is great, though.
Yeah, so that's the reason I would. But then I think the Jaguars' defense isn't as bad. I mean,
they're decent.
That much worse.
Over there, but
yeah, the gap between the Ravens' defense and the Jaguars' defense, I don't think it's that big.
But the offenses, though.
Yeah, at least in recent times. The Jags did get cumstered like 2 weeks ago. But we'll see. Didn't they lose last week to
Niners?
The Niners. That was 2 weeks ago. Yeah, so I guess we'll see. The Jags are kind of the Dallas Cowboys of the AFC. Well, the Texans win was pretty impressive, but even the Texans are like have a rookie quarterback. And it depends, I guess, if you're impressed by the Bills. Yeah, they could have had the Chiefs game. I don't know. Regardless, the Jags are
division winner.
And who did they play? The Texans. That's what we could talk about. Yeah, so we just finished Jets, Miami, and then the Texans. So the Texans lost. Did you watch that game? It was very impressive. It was very interesting.
Yes, I saw the majority of it. Yeah.
So Fairbairn got hurt like 3 weeks ago or 4 weeks ago. I think the first time they played, or no, when they played the Bucks, I think. So they're he has like a groin injury or something. I don't.
Which is who? Their kicker?
Yeah, their kicker. Yeah, their kicker.
Okay.
And
it just sounds like a kicker name. I guess.
Yeah, either that or like right guard name. And yesterday, fucking CJ Stroud in the fucking heat of the battle against fucking Trevor Lawrence and the fucking Jags threw touchdowns, fucking made plays, made throws. Tank Dell had calls. Mm-hmm. Shot for shot. Yeah, shot for shot. They're like two heavyweight boxers going in the fucking ring just throwing blows. Yep. And Tank Dell. So that's like one thing that they kept talking about yesterday. I don't know who was doing the call, but for rookie combo, wide receiver quarterback combo, I don't remember the last time there was this good of a combo like that.
Oh, that Bell kid's a rookie?
Dell, yeah.
Or Dell.
Dell, yeah, Dell, like the computer. Yeah, he's a rookie, and they every time he throws the ball, it seems like that's the motherfucker that's catching it. Either him or Nico Collins, but like it does feel like they have like that's like the duo.
That chemistry already. Yeah,
yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, exactly. And
sure.
And it looked really good. I wonder if Ben has any. Which is if Texans. All right. Yeah, so it looks like so the defense is playing pretty well. The Texans are down 3. And how many seconds were left? There was like a minute and a half, was it? 4 seconds or 40 seconds? I don't remember, but CJ Stroud fucking marches them right down the field, and they're 50 yards away from it's a 50-yard kick for the to tie the game. And they have to trot out this fucking guy, Matt Amendola, who's their backup kicker, or not a backup kicker, but a dude who that they had to sign.
Yeah, he's been around.
Has he been around? Okay, yeah. So
he's been around a lot of teams that for that same occasion where their kicker gets hurt,
like an emergency type shit.
Yeah, he's always the emergency like free agent kicker that everyone gets.
Anyway, this motherfucker kicks it, and it's right on the money. And I'm fucking already celebrating, because I'm thinking like, oh, that's perfect, it's going in. And at the fucking like very last second, it just didn't have enough on it, and it hit the crossbar and bounces forward. So in other words, it did not have the distance. And and it fucking ruined me. It ruined me because I really wanted the Texans to beat the Jags. One, because I wanted Trevor Lawrence to get sunned by fucking
CJ.
By CJ, and because I'm all in on CJ now. It's over. I don't need to see anymore. And then also because it kind of fits into the narrative that we were talking about last week about how like two teams are there's always gonna be like two teams that are gonna come in, two new teams, and Texans needs to be one of them just because I think they're the most exciting team. I think the Texans. I think that like let's look at this here. So,
yeah, they're definitely the surprise of the season for sure.
If they get the 7 seed, they play the 2. How does this work?
Yeah.
Yeah, right. 7-2.
Is the first? Yeah, they get a bye.
6, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Let's just say the Chiefs let's just say it stays how it is, but the Texans are in 7th. If the Chiefs had to play the Texans, then it's fucking Patrick Mahomes across CJ Stroud. It would be awesome to see CJ Stroud fucking go against Patrick Mahomes to see if he could go blow for blow like he did against Lawrence. And that would be fucking awesome. And that's exactly what I want to see. And that's like the type of football, or at least the type of like
No, that's the matchup everyone wants to see.
Exactly. That's like the
young
best
rookie
content.
Quarterback against the guy, you know?
That's content. Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
And it brings back like a kind of like a rivalry, cuz like when I was watching football, when I first started watching football, the reason I liked Peyton Manning so much was because there was like the every playoffs it was like Roethlisberger versus Manning, or and Roethlisberger was beating him a lot of the times, or Roethlisberger or Brady versus Manning, and then whoever beat each other would face the other one. You know what I mean? So it was like those three idiots were always fucking playing each other for the fucking championship game, either to get in or to go to the Super Bowl. So like, yeah, I kind of want that back with like I think we do have that way more now. We have way more of an option for that because we have, you know, like we have Lamar, we have Patrick.
So many big time quarterbacks.
Yeah,
for sure.
Lamar, Patrick, Lawrence, Tua's right there. Kind of. He's a little bit right there, and then you would assume Deshaun, but he's hurt for the season, and he's just fucking ruined his mojo. And then CJ Stroud would be the other one, and then you would assume Russell Wilson and
Josh Allen,
and then even fucking Burrow, but he got hurt. So like, you know, the most that we've been having that so far has been Mahomes. Burrow has been the only time that's really happened, I think.
Oh yeah.
Besides that, it was like old ass Tom Brady versus Mahomes, but that was mostly just like
legacy against that new kid. You know,
yeah, exactly. It wasn't like, oh, they're both relatively the same age and they're both relatively like, you know, this is gonna happen for the next 10 years or whatever. Yeah. So that's my 2 cents on that. Anyway, yeah. So he misses a kick, and now the fucking Texans are in the 8th spot, but they're tied with the Colts. I think they have the Colts coming up next. Or really? I think they played them again. And then. Or did they play already twice? Because they've been fucking. The scheduling has been fucked.
Oh, last game of the season.
Broncos. Oh, last game of the season. Okay. So they play the Broncos. They play the Jets. I mean, they have their schedule's not that hard. Even the Browns isn't that hard because who knows who their quarterback will be. And it seems like they're going to be the team that's going to fall out because as good as their defense is, I don't think their quarterback is going to be good enough.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I mean, yeah, there's still a chance for them to get the first seed. And because let's see who the Jags play. The Jags have the Bengals, Browns, but then they have the Ravens. Yeah, I guess there's. Let's see what this says. Jacksonville 25th. And Texans. Fucking see it.
23rd.
Oh, so they're
right there.
They're like right neck and neck. So, yeah. I will put the Texans in the bubble
for sure.
But I'll put them at the front of the bubble because I think for now, and then we'll keep going through the teams. The other game, I'm trying to think of what else. What other morning games on Sunday?
No, real quick. I think we got to put Seattle in the bubble because looking at, the Vikings. Who are they going up against? The Vikings, Packers, Rams, Saints, and they're one game up on both those.
Yeah, but their schedule was the reason why we put them down there.
The schedule is tough, but the Vikings are trash. They just lost to the Bears.
Well,
I don't know why the Bears are trying to win games. The Packers, I could see how they're trying to win games. The Rams, they're trying to be competitive. Saints, you don't know what the Saints are doing. Derek Carr can't play. To save his life.
All right, you wanna?
Just giving them like the benefit of the doubt, kind of. Just off the strength of, I just prefer them over the Vikings, Packers, Rams, and Saints.
Okay, let's do this. What's the other team? Vikings. Atlanta's in that, right? Saints is in that. Who else?
Packers.
I have Packers. Oh, Rams is the other team.
Oh, Rams.
Yeah, so from Rams up, and then even we'll put Bucks here too. Fuck it. These are all the NFC
I think
teams.
we gotta.
We'll sort this out. We'll sort this out right now. Let's finish the rest of this. Well, any of these other teams, no.
Okay, take out the Raiders. Take out the Raiders and take out. Yeah, because the Bengals aren't making it. Colts could make it.
I'm gonna clear this row then.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about the Raiders next. So the Raiders played the Chiefs. The Chiefs beat them. The Raiders look good coming out. What I will say about the Raiders is that they came out and they did pretty well. O'Connell looked a lot better than he did against Miami. He was making good throws. He was making good passes. I think he was even like in QBR. I think he was like ranked like second on every single quarterback. I just think it just literally came down to like coaching. Like I think our game plan was kind of fucked the middle of the game because we were up 14-0.
Yeah, you guys started off hot.
Yeah,
I watched a little bit of the beginning.
And Adams had 73 yards receiving, I think, after like the first quarter.
Josh Jacobs was running the ball pretty solid too.
Yeah, and Josh Jacobs
in the first half.
But the problem is that Devontae Adams ended the game with 73 yards receiving. So like you can't, you know what I mean? And
that can't happen.
Yeah, so like, and it's rookie play caller, rookie head coach, interim head coach. What like am I supposed to be shocked that the Raiders lost to the Chiefs? Like, did I think we could beat them? Yeah, like of course I did.
Yeah, you were pretty optimistic last week.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, we could beat them. I don't see why not. And we were doing pretty good. And then even when I was looking at this clip of this kid doing a racism, I saw what the score was. I think like in the third quarter it was let's see. Okay. Yeah, so at halftime it was tied at 14. And then it was 17-21, and then it ended up being 31-17. So around the middle of the third quarter, it slipped away, and then you kind of felt like we were not going to come back and win, especially under the circumstances of our team. But what I will say is that the team looks good. They look a lot better. Things are going positive. I think for Raider fans that are fucking ready to kill themselves at any given moment or ready to fire anybody at any given moment, need to fucking calm down, because what the fuck do you expect? You fire your head coach 6 games into the season or whatever on Halloween, and yeah, you just got to ride it out. O'Connell's looking a lot better, and I'm wondering if there's like another fucking QB rank, because remember we were looking at that shit last time.
Oh yeah.
I wonder if he's updated it.
Bumped up a little bit.
Because he's fucking playing better, and I'm not saying he's a fucking franchise quarterback or anything. But I mean, I wouldn't want to move him. If we end up being in a spot where we can draft a quarterback at the end of all this, or even if we can make a trade, or even get Justin Fields from the Bears or something, I wouldn't mind keeping O'Connell. He's a solid quarterback, and I think he's worth keeping. So, well, updated November 22nd. Is that the last time we looked at it? When was the last time we looked at it? You remember what it was updated?
Yeah,
to?
it was
22nd.
22nd. Yeah, it was before Thanksgiving.
Okay, well then we'll come.
It was that day. It was that day.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That was the same day, huh? Okay.
Yeah, same day.
Yeah. So, based off this, Raiders are sitting at 5-7. They would have to win the next 5 games to make the playoffs. We play the Vikings. We play the Chargers. We play the Chiefs again. Then we play the Colts and the Broncos. I don't think we'll win 5 games. Because I do think in the AFC you 100% need 10 wins. And I don't think we're gonna beat the Chiefs again. Because it's also in Kansas City. Then we have to go to Indianapolis. The next 2 games will be at home, so I do think we can win these next 2. But yeah, I mean, just be optimistic. Fucking, we got rid of the stupid ass head coach we didn't want. Pierce looks like he has the team ready and riled up to play.
For sure.
I don't know. Maybe we do fucking get like, maybe we do get another head coach or whatever. But like, I do think I don't know. There's just optimism there, and it's regardless. It's you know, as good as we looked against the Chiefs. I mean, that's still a lot better than we're trending upwards, or at least fucking moving neutral, as opposed to fucking how we were before, where everyone just hated themselves. So I will put the Raiders. I will put them in Miracle, but I'd probably leave them at the very end of Miracle. So whoever else is going to be in here, I'd probably put in front of them. Maybe the Bucks would be behind them, but we'll see. And the Chiefs, where are they? I mean, they're just back on Super Bowl. The Chiefs are a lot like the Denver Nuggets. You look at if you pay attention to the NBA, a lot of times, a lot of the teams, there's always like a fucking shakeup and like some blockbuster trade. And even with like the Nets and even like the Lakers, the Suns, all these fucking teams that are always contenders are constantly like changing their players, are making this big ass fucking trade so like all of their depth gets wiped because we got Kevin Durant or whatever. Same with the Clippers. It's just you can't build any cohesiveness with your team, especially in basketball where it's 5-on-5 and it's like a lot less plays or whatever. It's a lot more like feeling guys out. And the Chiefs are that way. I think the Chiefs have had Andy Reid for like almost 10 years, I think. And then Patrick Mahomes and all those guys know each other so well. Kelsey and him are like, you know, one of the greats for a reason. And like, I do think, yeah, we just got to put them in Super Bowl. And they'll fucking figure it out every time. So I don't know what else to say about it.
I agree. They're just consistent. You can count on them to be in the mix for the Super Bowl, AFC Championship every year. You can count on it.
Yeah. Okay. And then the Eagles Bills would be another game we should talk about. I'm trying to think if I should take anything out of here. Oh, these look all good, right? Cross-offs.
No, yeah.
I took out the Broncos, but we can leave them with the rest of the AFC right here. We can talk about them. So the Bills and Eagles was a very close game. The Bills looked like they were playing like they were fucking fighting for their life, which they 100% were. And they fucking lost. What I will say is that the Eagles, like I said earlier, the Eagles are part of that team like that. It's like, all right, are we concerned because they're winning close games, or should we be like, oh, they're so fucking awesome because they can play like shit and still win games? So I don't know which one it is, but for sure, gotta call a fucking spade a spade. They're just winning games. They're fucking 9-1. So 10-1. So I mean, it looks like they're not gonna fall off the top there. I mean, you did point out some ways that they could. They play the Niners next week, which will be a fucking bloodbath. But like, I don't know. I don't see it unless a major injury happens. But if you had to pick Brock Purdy versus Jalen Hurts, who are you picking? Exactly. Oh, you didn't say anything. Hurts, right?
It's a system that goes with it, though, bro. I don't know. I think that's a lot harder than we think. I'll be honest.
Okay, fair enough.
Because you got Kyle Shanahan and his system and how he operates on offense. I mean, how could you not like want that either? You know what I'm saying?
Did you watch this Ben Solak thing?
No, let me take a look.
God, the king.
Okay, so Jordan Mailata says we won the game on quarterback draw and it was crazy.
All right, well, first of all, it's like on mono, so you can hear it all weird, but okay, so Jordan Mailata said on the game-winning touchdown that he could. That's who he is. I couldn't tell who the hell that was.
Yeah, he's a right tackle or left tackle. Sorry,
for the Eagles. Said on the game-winning touchdown that he couldn't believe the Bills gave them that look. That play is a staple with their offense, and when they saw the safety move, they all knew Jalen would score. So here it is. Tried to highlight what Mailata was talking about. Found the Bears cover blitz, scored on Lamau. Quarterback go Burr, he says.
We had the best look ever for it. We saw the safety move. We knew we were going to score.
Yeah.
What's he talking about?
Yeah.
The Eagles are going to motion DeAndre Swift out here, and they're going to potentially threaten like a swing screen with him, right? Block, block, block here. This is the pass option. It's an RPO. The run option is Jalen Hurts on quarterback draw. They love to run quarterback draw in this area. They did it last week against the Chiefs for a touchdown, and they pulled Jason Kelce, and it's great. Now, the Bills' defensive look into this is zero blitz, which is a bad look against this idea, right? So they have 4 down defensive linemen. They're going to blitz this linebacker and blitz Terrell Bernard. The
Sean
safety
McDermott.
that Jordan Mailata is talking about is that safety right there. That's Micah Hyde. Because if we're in man coverage across the board right here, then Micah Hyde has DeAndre Swift, right? He's got him in man coverage. Everybody else is coming. What happens is the rules of a blitz can change based off what the back does. And when the Eagles motion Swift out, the Bills don't know what they're supposed to do, right? Hyde starts to move that way, but so does Terrell Bernard. And Bernard also puts a hand up signaling to Teron Johnson that he wants Johnson to do something. And so Johnson starts to get outside. So now we've had 3 players get displaced to the right, all because of this motion from Swift. That's too many players. So now you have such a good gap right here, a good space to run quarterback draw. And that's exactly what the Eagles do, right? And so the Bills end up in a bad defensive call against quarterback draw. There are too many players overreact to motion, and now Hurts is untouched. This is extremely frustrating. End up in a bad defensive call against quarterback draw.
The pull on just the Jason Kelce pull right here is so good.
To run quarterback.
That's what makes him so great, dude. He does that every week.
Look how perfect.
To run
just
quarterback draw.
the center.
Exactly what the Eagles do, right? And so
so fast.
He's exactly where he knows the defender's going to be.
Yeah.
And now Hurts is untouched. This is extremely frustrating. Because like I
better
said, last
Kelce.
week, right, these Eagles, like,
I know.
first quarter, this was the play, remember, where Jalen Hurts comes up the line of scrimmage. He's like, I want to do this way. And Kelce goes, no. We're doing it that way. This is a better way to do it. This is quarterback draw. It's the same concept. We motion Swift. They fold Kelce. They run quarterback draw. Get him after the box. Great.
First down.
Here's the Eagles on the 10-yard line. 3rd and 5, right? It's the same area of the field. It's against the Chiefs. Kelce's pointing it out again. It's quarterback draw. They pull 2 guys this time. There's no back out of the backfield, but they run this in this area. And so if you expect them to run this, don't run zero blitz. Because this is the Bears last year, right? And it's man up here, it's man down here, and they're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then they're going to bring the 6th, right? And it's like, okay, 5 linemen for 5 blockers. The 6th guy's going to get Jalen Hurts, right? The problem is that Hurts can read this out from the pocket, right? If you go zero blitz, you want the quarterback to not see you coming. When he sees you coming, he can just very easily find space, and it's a walk-in touchdown.
God, that's so insane. Ben Solak.
No, that's great.
So apparently that's not the thing you should do when the Eagles are going to do that.
Especially
to the experts.
Zone-ish area.
Yeah, so that was to win the game. So for those that didn't watch the game, so the Bills, another fucking McDermott looking like a dumbass again for the 5th week in a row. But otherwise, Josh Allen played really good, and I think the game was really close. And if the Bills would have won, it would have been very impressive. But unfortunately, that's not what happened. Another thing that also happened was that they kneeled with 20 seconds left to go into overtime. I don't know why they did that. That was also kind of weird.
Okay, real quick, let's touch on the officiating in this game as well. That was a big time takeaway from this game as well. Primarily favoring the Eagles.
What are you talking about specifically?
Look up Bills Eagles, and I seen this Dean Blandino on this horse collar penalty.
Blandino, yes.
I'm sure you can find something
on Josh Allen.
Here you go. Yeah.
Oh, I pulled it away, but I forgot I switched the thing. Part 362. That's hilarious. The Eagles are 4-0 with Sean Hockley as the ref since Nick Sirianni was hired. Is there an Italian?
Paisano.
So let's see how it's playing out so far. First half penalty distribution: 10 penalties for 75 yards on the Bills, 1 penalty for 5 yards on the Eagles. Historical ref trends, NFL ref stats. Yeah. So this is this is not good. But I think this just adds to like the Bills, it being even more impressive that they would have won the game. But wasn't there also like a defensive pass interference?
Yeah. Go back, and you'll probably find it. Keep scrolling because I was on it a second ago.
Shut up.
Oh damn.
Oh, this Philly kid flipping somebody.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Nice.
That's the most Philadelphia kid of all time.
Yeah. I'm just glad he's doing that and not eating horse shit.
Yeah, I'll take that. Take that for sure too. A little bit more.
Oh, this was also crazy because this would have won the game. It's just a terrible throw. Like, where are you throwing?
I'll send it to you on the.
Yeah, put it in the
cord joint. Paste. There you go. Put it in it.
Or pull it. Oh yeah.
Come on, bro.
Yeah.
Come on, man. Come on.
Oh, then there's another holding down here. Yeah, I mean there's a lot of the reffing this year has been particular. I mean, fuck, this one even snaps back so bad. Look how bad his whole shit snaps back all crazy. Is that Diggs? Yeah. Look at his whole jersey. His whole shoulder pads like snap back into his body. The reffing has been so bad this year, just in general. I mean, and I do think there has been a lot of. Do I think games are fixed? I don't know. Possibly, I have no idea. But especially in situations where it's like the team that clearly, like, you would assume the NFL wants to win, and the teams that are like not winning are not good or not getting the calls. It's kind of like the LeBron thing, but like that's for one player. This is for like a whole team. So that's bad. But I mean, again, this is probably why people feel like they could beat the Eagles. You know, they could just get some fucking breaks, and yeah, look, this is a clip of.
And
look at this whole jersey's ripped.
Yeah, I'll send you Dean Blandino explanation right now.
Let's see this right at the end. Great job by Reddick exploding, getting there, but right there, does he grab?
He's like, dog, the whole 17 ripped off. And you're not supposed to fucking throw people to the ground like that, right?
Exactly. Let's see.
Is this Dean Blandino?
Yeah.
Dean Blandino.
With the LA hat too. I love it.
Josh Allen under pressure, scrambles.
I can't hear.
Tackled by Hassan Reddick late.
Change the window.
In the second quarter, the Bills have the ball 2nd and goal from the Eagles 3. Josh Allen under pressure, scrambles out of the pocket, gets tackled by Hassan Reddick. The ball comes loose. It's recovered by the Bills. Not sure what's going on. The initial ruling on the field appears to be that Allen was down by contact. The officials get together, they talk about it, then they announce intentional grounding. And it was intentional grounding. Allen was out of the pocket. He was getting tackled. He did throw the football. It didn't make it back to the line of scrimmage. There was no eligible receiver in the area. So yes, it was intentional grounding. Now, wait a minute. People were asking. There were no flags thrown initially. They did get together and make it grounding. But should there have been a flag for a horse collar tackle? Now, when Reddick tackled Allen, he's outside of the pocket. The horse collar rule applies. It does not apply to a ball carrier in close line play in that tackle box or the quarterback in the tackle box in the pocket, which goes from tackle to tackle. Allen's outside the pocket. He gets tackled by Reddick. His left hand, Reddick's left hand was on the inside of the front collar. That's legal. But his right hand was on the nameplate in the back, and he pulled Allen toward the ground. As soon as you grab, whether it's the inside of the shoulder pad, the inside of the jersey, or the nameplate on the back of the jersey, that it sets up the horse collar. Now, once you pull the runner toward the ground, it becomes a foul. He did. It should have been a horse collar. Now, what do you do with the penalties? You've got grounding. You've got a horse collar. Those would have offset. So instead of a 3rd and goal from the 16, it would have been a replay of the down. It would have replayed 2nd and goal from the 3. Should have been called a horse collar. Tough play with a lot of moving parts, but a big play because a couple plays later, the Bills don't convert on 3rd down. They have to kick a field goal, and the field goal gets blocked.
Yeah.
Man, tough, man. Talk about not being able to catch a break as a Bills fan or a Bills player. Man,
I like that Jalen Carter had like the dude who blocked it, the dude who could have easily been on the Raiders, but didn't get drafted by the Raiders. Let's see. There's the article. I guess he had like a quote where he was like, "Oh yeah, I was looking at film and I saw how I could block it. I've been looking on a bunch of film on how they set up their field goals, and I figured out that if I do such and such." Eagles rookie Jalen Carter said he jumped as high as he could to block his first field goal. Carter said in addition to studying Bills' traditional O-line, he also studied their special teams unit this week, and he knew there might be an opportunity to get his hand on a football. Now, I don't know if that's true or not, but regardless, he did block it, so that's pretty cool. But, yeah, this is the guy that people were like, oh, you shouldn't draft him because he's like, you know.
Yeah, some problems off the field.
Oh, yeah, whatever. I just
was lazy, overweight. Yeah.
Yeah, and he's like, yeah, he's playing really, really good, so.
Yeah, defensive rookie of the year for sure.
He's up there with he's up there for sure. So yeah, Eagles Super Bowl contender. I would put them probably in first place just because I don't know. Should we put them in first place?
No, yeah. I mean, they deserve it. They keep finding ways to win. I gotta respect it, dude. I respect Jalen Hurts too. I'm a fan of him.
The Bills
unfortunately.
Bills are 6-6. And yeah, the Bills are 6-6. I think we're gonna have to put them in the. Well, let's look at their schedule. We might have to put them in. Well, they have the Chiefs, and then they have the Cowboys, and then they have the Chargers, and then they have to go 4-1. They would have to beat the Cowboys, the Chargers, the Dolphins, and the Patriots. Because they're probably not going to beat the Chiefs. I mean, they could beat the Chiefs. I would still put them in that bubble range unless you want to put them in a miracle. But I do. Maybe we should put them in miracle.
Yeah, miracle it is. Just how their season's gone. I mean.
Yeah, they can't catch a break. The Ravens. played last night, Sunday night. Super uneventful game. Ravens really pissed me off because I have Lamar on my fantasy, and I just needed him to do maybe 20 points. Is that too much to ask for? I got 16, and so there was too much to ask for, and I ended up losing. 16 points out of Lamar. Lawrence was on my bench, 36 points.
Pain.
Lamar has not been playing good this year. Based off my stats here. So in our league we have bonus points. For 300 yards passing, you get an extra 10 points. 100 yards rushing or receiving, you get an extra 10 points. Lamar has gotten, out of the 12 games, he has been under 20 points 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times. And then he had 26 points another time. And 27 points another time. And then the other 2 times he absolutely popped. The other 3 times he popped off 38, 32, and 49. The lowest he's had was 6 points. He had 6 points, 9 points, and 11 points, and 15 points before. And then 16 yesterday. So the offense, I mean, they're winning games, but their offense, I mean, although their offense is better with a new offensive coordinator, Todd Monken, I guess all overall wise, they are not putting up points like they should, and that's why I think that they are a little a shaky team. But they do need to, if you're gonna play the Chargers, who are kind of a dumpster fire, you should probably blow them out. But they beat the Texans 25-9. They squeezed one out against the Bengals. They lose to the Colts, where they scored 19. They beat the Browns. They lose to the Steelers, where they only scored 10. They beat the Titans. They killed the Lions, who have a terrible defense. They beat the Cardinals. They killed the Seahawks. They lose to the Browns, but they did score 31 in that game. They beat the Bengals, and then they beat the Chargers by 10. So, I mean, they are kind of rolling, but at the same time, it's not exciting for some reason, or it's just something feels off about it.
Well, when they're on offense, it's not as exciting as we think it should be, given that
maybe it's
Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, you're making a good point here. It's kind of like he's a victim of his own success. You know what I mean?
A little bit, yep.
And that, I mean, that could happen. So, like, maybe now that he's not hard carrying anymore, it kind of feels uneventful. But the Chargers are not good. They have talent, and Staley clearly doesn't know what he's doing. And, like, their defense, I don't know what it is with their defense, but, like, that team's a dumpster fire. And I do think the Ravens should have put that game away a lot sooner than they did. But yeah, playoffs or division winners. And I'd probably put them, where they're at. It seems fine. So yeah, the Chargers are cross off. I don't think Staley's gonna get fired.
They'll probably do it.
I'll just wait for the end of the season. Yeah, what's the point? What's the rush? There's only fucking however many games left. They're not making the playoffs. And I don't think they have, unless the only reason I would say to do it would be because you were wanting to see if Kellen Moore could be the man for the job. That's the only reason why I would fire Staley.
If that was the case, I feel like they would have done that already, and maybe give themselves a chance, to save the season. But their brand of football, it's not it.
Yeah, I think Herbert's fucking great, and people are always talking shit on Twitter. He's a very polarizing figure on Twitter, because a lot of people on Twitter love
for sure,
him, and a lot of people on Twitter hate him. And Ben, the guy we were looking at earlier, is one of the people who Ben Mina Kimes. The people that I like on Twitter love Justin Herbert. I love Justin Herbert. I think he's fucking awesome. I think he throws a really good ball, and I think he's, for the most part, a good quarterback.
No, those they're flaming him on Twitter though.
But when you're like Colin Cowherd, who's a dumbass, Emmanuel Acho or Acho or Aco, it's honestly just the Fox Sports motherfuckers. Those and some of the ESPN dudes. But the right wing Fox Sports dudes are super like hating on him, and it's just like, and because it's because they pit Tua against him. But it's like if you put Herbert in Miami, come on, dude. He's like, there's no way. So like, what are we doing here? You know what I mean? If you put Tua at the Chargers, is not. And that's the thing. Like, I do think Herbert he's also kind of like a victim of his own success, but in like a different way, where like, because he's carrying and then they lose at the end, it's like, well, fucking Herbert couldn't pull it off. It's like, I got you, but at the same time, like, how many times
he also can't play defense? He also can't play defense, you know?
Yeah, and he can't throw and catch. Like, how many times am I going to see a clip of him, someone running a seam perfect, he puts it right in the breadbasket, and then they just somehow fumble it? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And yeah, so I don't know. Chargers they're sitting at 4-7, and they're, I mean, I think, much like the Raiders, they're in a better spot than the Raiders, even though they're at 4-7. Optimism wise, I think because they have the hardest thing in football is to have a good quarterback. I think that's like the one thing that most teams always need to figure out. And the fact that they have Herbert is like awesome. They just need to figure out what they're gonna do with the other parts. So I mean, I don't know if I had to put myself in a Charger fan's shoes, I would say fired. I would want Staley fired already, just so I could see what Kellen Moore could do. And if not, then fucking, you know,
Trending is Herbert right now.
Who wouldn't want to go? Who wouldn't want to go to
Justin Herbert in hypothetical situations, and it's Tom Brady. It's a Tom Brady hype video.
What happened?
It's a Tom Brady hype video, and it's Justin Herbert in hypothetical situations, and he's Tom Brady in hypothetical situations.
I see what you're saying. Yeah, I got
but in real life, that's how they're portraying it to be.
Yeah. I mean, come on, dude. I love living in hypotheticals. Did you see Alex Smith talking shit
on Brady? No. But I heard that, you know, Alex Smith took a shot, but I didn't hear what he said.
Dude. It's so good. He's always been my favorite. Let me see. Let me just point out that what he's saying here, I 100% agree with, and I have also said this before, plenty of times.
See this.
I mean, a lot here, Sam. Listen, first off, let me just preface this.
Let me just give you some context. So, they're talking about the Tom Brady thing about like the year, like. Actually, what he says in this clip, we low-key said in this clip. I think I've already said this before, actually. But you tell me. I don't remember. Do you remember?
What is he responding to the Stephen A. clip?
Yeah, the Stephen A. clip that we reacted to. Yeah.
But you don't need to say that. But just kidding. First off, he hasn't been retired that long. He was just playing. Like, he just won a Super Bowl in the current game. Like, is he discounting that one? And then my biggest complaint with this, and no offense to you guys, well, all three of you guys, he played in the most uncompetitive division, I think, in NFL history. I mean, you come out of training camp, the biggest cupcake division, you got a ticket to the playoffs right away. Like, talk about mediocre. Like, I completely disagree with this. I know he's referencing the rule changes.
Do you agree with Tom Brady?
I mean, facts.
No, I agree. I agree to an extent. Play it again. Facts. Hold on, play it again.
Listen, first off,
play it again.
I love Tom to go, but you don't need to say that. But just kidding. First off, he hasn't been retired that long. He was just playing. Like, he just won a Super Bowl.
I'm with them on that.
In the current game.
Yeah.
Like, is he discounting that one?
Yeah, it's like 2 years ago. 3 years ago.
My biggest complaint with this,
and look at Randy Moss's face here. Randy Moss is not having it. Also, that Super Bowl he won, Mahomes was just getting cooked the whole time. Tom didn't even really do anything.
Yeah.
Thanks to you guys. well, all three of you guys. He played in the most uncompetitive division, I think, in NFL history. I mean, you come out of training camp, the biggest cupcake division, you got a ticket to the playoffs right away. Like, talk about mediocre. Like, I completely disagree with this. I know he's referencing the rule changes.
I mean,
I'm with them on the first half, but on the second half, yeah, he did his whole career. He was in the weakest division, arguably in all of sports, not just the NFL.
Yeah,
but at the end of the day, he still had to win. He still had to win. What, 3 games in the playoffs to get to the Super Bowl?
That's true. Yeah,
so
you can't just
like I'll give him that. But yeah, I mean, yeah, he was in a terrible division his whole career.
I mean, you could say the same thing about LeBron. LeBron was in an easier conference each time.
True. True, but I feel like it's more it's more exposed in the NFL than in the NBA.
That's true. Well, what I will say, in the NBA, I do think the best team does come out on top more often than not, because in the NFL, I do think I think the NFL is more prone to like having like kind of like how the MLB like Dodgers, like, you know how like we'll be like the first seed, but then like we'll get cooked because like Kershaw will have like a bad game. So then we're like, now we're down 0-1, and like it's kind of like we get psyched out or whatever. Yeah. Or whatever, like we just won't have the pitching or whatever. I do think the NFL is the same way, where like, I mean, the Patriots and the Giants, like, you're playing one game, and if you're just not having it, or the other dude is just fucking super hot for some reason, like Eli Manning was that one playoffs,
it's a wrap. Yeah,
it's a wrap. In the NBA, it's like it's a 7-game series, and even, and you know, it's the differences between that and baseball is that like, but yeah, in a 7-game series, your best pitcher's only gonna pitch twice, right, or maybe 3 times if you're lucky. In the NBA, like you have LeBron all 7 games unless something bad happens. You know what I mean? So like that's the only reason I do think the NBA is like better for that situation. But yeah, you're right. Like you do still have to win playoff games to win the Super Bowl. But I mean, he's not wrong though. I mean, the Jets fucking sucked for a long ass time.
Yep.
When they finally got good, the butt fumble happened. The Bills haven't been good since Josh Allen, which was like barely already towards the end of Tom Brady being at the Patriots. And the Dolphins, come on, like, yeah. So yeah, and like, you know, Alex Smith played in pretty shit. I mean, there was good. You know, the Broncos were good. He was with the Niners for a long time. He never. I mean, I don't know. Not that we're comparing Tom Brady and Alex Smith, but I'm just saying. Yeah. So that was a good clip. I like that. And it's dumb because it's like, their reaction is so stupid because it's just the truth. Like, you know what I mean? I get it. You still got to play football, but it's like, you know, we all have eyes. Like, we all can see records. What do you want me to do? So yeah, the Chargers will leave them in a cross off. The Broncos played the Browns, which a game that I didn't really watch much of, but I do know that the Broncos ended up winning, and it looks like they have things clicking.
Yeah, I think that. How many games straight is that they've won? I feel like they're on like a nice little streak.
Let's check. So I do know that since they got cooked 70-20. Dog wants to come in. So yeah, here you go. They beat the Bears. They lost to the Jets. They lost to the Chiefs, and then they went on a run. 1917, 24-9, 24-22 against the Bills. They beat the Vikings, and they beat the Browns. So that's what, 5 games?
That's what, 5 games?
Yep.
They went from 1-5. They were 1-5. Wow.
Yeah, 1-5 to 6-5. So yeah.
And now in the hunt.
And honestly, kind of. Who do they play next? They play the Texans. Ooh, that'll be a good one. Because they're very similar records, and that'll be a good game. Hold on. Let me see. Yeah, the fucking same record. And the Broncos still have to play the Chargers, which is should be easy game. I mean,
Patriots,
easy game. The Lions. I mean, the Lions defense isn't that good. Maybe they can put. I mean, the Broncos defense is pretty good too. So I mean,
yeah, they got some. They got some players over there,
yeah.
but Russell Wilson's playing solid football.
Yeah.
20 touchdowns, only 4 interceptions on the year. I mean, that'll work. Take care of the football, run the ball, take care of the football, don't turn the ball over.
So when the game against the Vikings, he threw it high into the end zone for Cortland Sutton. And it seems like that's just like what he's just gonna keep doing. I mean, fuck, if it's not broke, don't fix it. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And yeah, so then they play the Raiders at the end. So I mean, yeah, there's a chance for them. I do think
there's a chance.
We'll put them in the bubble because they're like kind of.
Who would have thought? Who would have thought?
The Browns look like they could be the ones getting kicked out of here, and I mean, if everyone slides up a slot, I mean, we'll see how real. We'll see how real the Texans are, and they're playing the Texans, and then we'll see how real the Colts are because the Colts 6-5. Minshew's putting in work, so we'll see what happens. So I will put them in bubble.
Who would have thought?
Because they are like in charge of their own destiny, and
yeah, for sure.
And they're in that sense. And the Browns are the ones that I think are going to need the miracle. Let's see what their record is. Or what their schedule is. So Rams, Jags, Bears, Texans, Jets, and Bengals. So they need to go 4-1.
Yeah.
The Rams are looking good. The Jaguars are the Jaguars. But the Rams are fighting for a playoff spot. We're gonna try to break all that down right now. At least the NFC side. The Bears, I mean, I don't know if they're trying to win games. It seems like they are because they won tonight. And then they play the Texans, who will probably need that game. I mean, honestly, this Browns-Texans game is probably going to be what's going to put the nail in the coffin for them.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's going to be the game. Yeah. So yeah, we'll put them in Miracle because they let's see, the Browns 7-4. After 2 weeks, they could be 7-6. So yeah, Miracle.
Yeah,
Miracle or bubble? Do you think? Unless you think their defense can carry them, because I could also see them absolutely murdering the quarterback for the Rams. What's his name? Stafford. I could see him getting like fucking demolished by Myles Garrett. And then, I mean, losing to the Jags, beating the Bears. I mean, maybe fucking causing problems for CJ. I don't know. Miracle or bubble? Kind of talking myself into
a bubble.
The bubble a little bit.
I think. Yeah.
I think we need. Yeah. Look, as of right now, they're in their own.
They're in it.
Yeah, they're in
it as it is right now. So bubble.
I
think we would have to
7-4, 6-5. I mean, because they don't have a good quarterback, I'll put the Broncos in front of them. The Broncos have their guy at least.
I think I would put the Texans in front of Broncos now.
Oh yeah. Sorry, I didn't even think about that one. Yeah, so the Texans would be in front of this. Which brings up the next team. Actually, yeah, let's talk about the Steelers next. Well, let's do the Bengals real quick. So the Bengals are 5-6. I don't think they're gonna fucking.
Yeah, I think it's safe to cross them off. No Joey B. They're not gonna compete. I think they're just gonna.
Yeah, they got the Jags, they got the
They're gonna
Colts, they
mail
got
it
the
in.
Vikings. Yeah, they might have to. Yeah.
They also, they have the third toughest schedule.
Oh, they do. Yep, you're right. Yeah, that what a fucking season for fucking Bengals fans. Your season starts like shit. You finally get together, and then fucking Joe Burrow gets destroyed.
Yeah, he gets hurt.
Well, tanking. Yeah, losing. Yeah, well, I guess the Bears are trying to win games. I don't know why. I don't know. These teams are both. I mean, cross-offs are cross-offs. I'm trying to think of who's tanking, but like not trying to win games, but fucking knows.
I don't think the Bengals are tanking. I think the Cardinals swapped the Bengals and Cardinals. Yeah.
All right. And then the Steelers.
Steelers. Playoffs, right? No more Matt Canada.
That's what it's looking like. They had 400 yards.
Exactly. I was just gonna say that 400
and
yards.
They just didn't score for some reason. I mean, I guess they were just turning the ball over too much in the. I think they had like 2 turnovers with inside 30 yards. So that that's obviously not good. So yeah. So I mean that's what's stopping them, what stopped them this last week as far as like scoring a lot of points against the shitty Bengals. But they got the Cardinals, they got the Pats, they got the Colts. I mean, in strength of schedule, they are 26th. I do think we could probably put them in playoffs. I don't really see them missing it.
Yeah, playoffs for sure.
Yeah. And then but we don't need this AFC North anymore.
I
could just delete it.
All those teams showed their true identity, I believe. Najee Harris finally went off too.
Yeah.
So I've been saying it all season. Just give this guy up.
Yeah,
give this guy the ball, man.
Their run game looked a lot
Pickens
better.
had a good game too. I mean, Jesus Christ.
The Colts. They're in the bubble. They're playing good. My guy Minshew's fucking playing good, which is what I wanted. And because I mean Minshew's he's someone that like anybody could have had him, and I think he's like 500 now if you look at his record. And he plays decent enough. I guess he's kind of like what an O'Connell can turn into. But he's like in my opinion, he's a better version of like Nick Foles type, because Nick Foles was only good if like your quarterback got hurt, and then he came in. He was more of a reliever, where like Minshew, I feel like he can be good even when he starts. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And yeah, I like that he's playing good. I like their head coach Steichen is pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
He seems like he's creative and doing things to make sure they win. Making good plays or drawing up good plays
under the Sirianni tree.
Okay, nice.
Because now he's Sirianni. It's gonna seem like these next few years he's gonna have his own little
like people that he came up with.
Yeah, he's gonna have his own little tree.
Yeah. So let's look at their fucking schedule. They're 20th in remaining schedule. They got the Steelers and the Texans next left. They have the Titans, Bengals, Steelers, Falcons, Raiders, Texans.
Looks pretty
technically,
weak.
They only need to win 3 games. So
looks pretty gettable.
Yeah. Let's put them in the lead here. In bubble. because they have a whole win above. Oh, they don't. They're tied. Oh shit. Okay, never mind. Have they played the Texans already?
All right.
Oh, yeah. And they beat the Texans early in the season, the second game. Yeah, we'll put them in the lead. Okay, next we have to figure out what we're gonna do. Should we do a whole separate line for this?
No, because I would say Seahawks are bubble, because technically they're in it as it stands right now.
Should we make an AFC bubble and an NFC bubble? Or do you want to mix them in with these guys, these 4 teams? I say we make an AFC bubble. Fuck. What color was that? All right. Yeah, because I don't want to mix them in.
Okay.
All right, give me a second. Tell me, okay, which one team you want to talk about first?
Let's get the Saints out of. Wait. No, let's start with how disappointing Derek Carr is, just what he's turned into. Like, all honestly.
Right. Go ahead. Do like 2 minutes on, or do like 30 seconds of that. My dog is having a crisis over here. I'll be back.
It's just disappointing watching. We're going into this game, Falcons Saints. It's for the division lead, right? And to see how just like no confidence. I feel like I watch Derek Carr and he looks like he has no confidence in what he's doing. He looks like his arm is gone. Wasn't he known for having a good arm like his brother did coming out of the draft? Like, I remember he would great throws.
Carr was.
He was known for having a little arm on him with the Raiders. So I'm like, but dude, he's throwing some dead ducks for interception. The Jesse Bates pick 6, I think, went 92 yards. Like, yo, dude, like what? No juice behind the ball.
This is one that I saw earlier. So here's a throw to Olave where he had him beat. Like, let's see if I can play this back real slow. It's very bad, but yeah, you can see
these kind of throws like that.
He's beating him. They look very cloudy, but this guy here is a Falcon. This guy here's the Saints, Chris Olave. He's clearly beating his man. The safety's not going to get over in time.
Nope.
And Carr throws it. He has to stop because he has to go back to the ball.
It's underthrown.
Up. Yeah, super underthrown.
And it's towards the sideline.
And he lands straight up on his head, just jumping up, trying to catch the ball. So, like, shit like that is the reason why people have been talking shit about Carr, especially yesterday. Like you're saying, he's supposed to be a lot better than that, which he clearly isn't. I don't know why.
The Saints put their faith in you. Yo, we're a quarterback away. We're going through. We're over here thinking. Let's watch this real quick.
Carr now wants to throw.
Like, there's 2 guys.
He's got Greengrass. 40, 30.
The Saints are over here messing around with the Taysom Hill, Andy Dalton, like the last few years, we're a quarterback away. Our defense is great. We're a quarterback away. We got weapons. Michael Thomas, Chris Olave, we just drafted, Alvin Kamara. But we're a quarterback away. And that's the product that he's putting out on the field. Like it should not. They should not be that bad. They should not.
Back on your point, I saw that they have so this guy who's a Saints Twitter account. Andy Dalton, 2022, 6 wins, 8 losses on the season, 66% completion percentage, 4.8% TD percentage, 2.4 interception percentage, 53 QBR, and then this year with Derek Carr, 5 and 6, 65%, so 1 point under, 2 points under on TD percentage, 1 point under on interception, and 4 points under or 3 points under on QBR. But yeah, so it's like, what the fuck?
Real quick,
what I will say,
just a few of these for
in
the sake
defense
of it.
Of my guy, I do hope that,
because this is legit an accurate depiction of what Derek Carr looks like this season. When it comes to
pretty much.
Touchdown, you need to make a throw, Derek. And it's good.
Just he's a check down king is the other part of this too. So, and
no, he's not.
It's terrible.
It's not it, man.
Well, okay. After saying all of that, what I will say is that they are tied with I mean, they're not tied in the tiebreaker, but if you go from the 6th seed to the 10th seed, they're in 10th place and they are tied with the Saints. I mean, with the Falcons. So I mean, how much faith do you have in the Falcons over the Saints? Remaining schedule, Falcons have the easiest remaining schedule. New Orleans still has the Lions. So, I mean, it's still not out of reach. Even after all of that, in 2 weeks, the Falcons could easily be... let's see. Saints play the Lions, and then they play the Panthers. They could be 1-1. And then 2-1 when they play the Giants, right? The Falcons have... the Jets, Bucks, and Panthers. I mean, they're neck and neck, so it depends. If they end in tie, then the Falcons win it. The Saints just have to hope that they end up with a better record over these next 6 games than the Falcons. And even with all the mistakes yesterday, the Saints still could have won. But you're right, it was just on Derek Carr. He literally just couldn't fucking score. And I don't know if you've seen this, but it's one of my favorite Warren Sharp things. Sorry, I'm burping all over. He has a whole thread dedicated to Derek Carr in the red zone. And I want to say... There it is. Worst quarterback inside the 10, part 1. This is a Derek Carr compilation. Part 1, part 2, part 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 16. I think there's more after this.
Oh my god.
17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 6, 27.
Damn, Warren Sharp went in.
Yeah, so part 27, then he goes, I didn't want to discriminate against the 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15-yard line, so these next handful are from 11 to 15 yards out. So 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33. Yeah, so one of the worst red zone quarterbacks. And maybe that's why they bring in Taysom Hill every time they're within the fucking 10-yard line, 15-yard line.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, even after all that is said and done, they are still a chance. So and hopefully next year he's a lot better than he is this year. Because they still have him for one more year unless they trade him away, which that might also happen, but I guess we'll see. So yeah, but I think if I have to put my confidence in one of these teams, or look, we'll put the Saints on the board for right now since we just went in on them. Let's do the Falcons next.
It's the Falcons' division to lose. After this past weekend, they got the easiest schedule the rest of the season. It's up to them. It's theirs if they want it. Simple as that.
You want to put them in playoffs, or you want to put them in the NFC?
No, we'll put them in the NFC bubble, but we'll put them in front because at the end of the day, they all have the same record, and that's been the most unpredictable.
The caveat here
division all year
is that they don't have to beat these two teams. Don't have to beat out the rest of these teams. They just have to beat each other to get the division. To get the division.
Exactly.
Anyway, so then after that, well, the Bucks I think would be last place. They also have a pretty easy schedule, but they are a whole L. They have a whole loss less than the Saints, Rams, and Packers. So I do think it's the hardest for them.
We can miracle them.
Yeah, it would be a miracle. You're right. So, I think I'd put them in front of the Raiders because they have a way easier schedule than us. Yeah, we're like towards the top, so 12th. Yeah. Okay. And then the Rams. Well, let's do the Seahawks because the Seahawks are actually technically ranked right now with the playoff spot. Well, like you were saying. What were you saying? I forgot already.
I think we'd have to bubble them.
Yeah, but yes, of course.
And I would say bubble, and not miracle because, yeah, they do have a tough schedule, but bubble right now because they are in. If the season did end right now, so. But if that wasn't the case, miracle for sure.
So whatever team between these two doesn't make the division, do you think the next one is getting a wild card spot?
Maybe. You get the Rams, the Vikings, Packers.
Because it looks like this might end up going to a 9-8 team. But I guess we'll see. Vikings next. They just lost to the Bears. They are sitting at 6-6. Their remaining schedule is 9th hardest. They have the Lions twice still. And the Josh Dobbs Pastronaut shit looks like it's finally reached its end.
Oh, for sure. It looks like he ain't studying defenses.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, they play the Raiders next, which could be an easy dub for us, hopefully, because it'll be home.
Yes.
And I do think our defense, dude. Max Crosby's. Have you seen Max Crosby's knee? It just popped up on Twitter earlier today, or like a little while ago. Max Crosby will be playing, hopefully. And I do think our defense is going to be too much for them. Their Bears defense is better than ours, I think, but it'll be too much for them. I think, and I think I don't know. It'll be a good game. I do think we're like very similar teams. We have very similar records, but I think just based off how they played against the Bears. Actually, you know what? The more I talk about it, the more I feel like it's gonna be very close. Now I have no idea. I'm not sure actually.
I don't think so, dude. I think the Raiders got it bagged up. Just get some pressure on homeboy. Make him overthink.
This is his knee right now.
Oh god.
All swollen. I guess it got like a bacteria after the earlier last week. So had like some nasty bacteria. He had to go to the hospital. That's why he was doubtful, but then he ended up playing anyway. I don't know if he'll play this week. But
you probably would.
Yeah, he's a dog like that. But yeah, so yeah, I mean, we'll see. But regardless, they have the Bengals after that, easy game. Then they play the Lions twice still, who are good and want to be winning those games. And then they play the Packers first. So this Packers game might be very important. But I do think for the Vikings, it's gonna look a lot. You think it'd be easier for the Vikings to make it, or easier for the Seahawks to make it? The Seahawks have one less loss, but the same amount of wins. The Seahawks are
8th. Oh,
Eighth.
They're right behind each other.
Yeah.
So damn, they still got to play the Lions twice.
Yeah.
About that.
Should we just put them in the bubble for now? And we'll see how the Raider game goes, or how do you want to do it?
Yeah, let's do that.
It's a loser leaves town. For both of these teams. I think, but I think Raiders versus Vikings. Whoever loses that game is out. Is going to cross off. I don't see. Yeah. That's a good matchup there. And then the Rams. Look at the Rams schedule. The Rams are towards the bottom, towards the middle.
11.
11th. They have the Ravens, Niners, and Browns. But they also have the Giants, Saints, and Commanders. I don't know. 5 and 6. They have the Browns, who are probably going to demolish them defensively. I still think they could win the game, but I do think they might.
I think Green Bay might do it.
They have an easier schedule, huh?
For sure. They're 30. Look at the two toughest teams remaining, Chiefs, and Vikings aren't.
Yeah.
Shouldn't even be on there.
And the Chiefs next.
But after that?
Sunday night, Packers Chiefs? Who the fuck wants to see that? I mean, it might actually be a good game, but still, like, why did they schedule this ahead of time? Did they think like, oh, Jordan Love versus Mahomes, like that'll be?
No, they did it. They did it last year when they thought Aaron Rodgers was still gonna be on the Packers.
Yeah,
so that's why.
He's like, they're both green. The Jets were green and the Packers were green. Why can't I just play for both? All right. Well.
Okay, I'll go Rams miracle. Packers
bubble. But in front of the Vikings? And in front of
the Vikings. In front of the Vikings for sure. I'll hold off on the Seahawks. Get the Saints behind the Seahawks and Packers. I'm disgusted with the Saints.
Yeah. I mean, again, they don't have to beat these other teams. They just have to beat the Falcons. So, like, gun to your head, who you think's gonna win the division? I'm telling you, they're fucking neck and neck, man.
Atlanta. I think
they're
Atlanta.
Neck and neck. Let's see. Damn, just ranking them, we've been fucking potting for 2 hours already.
It's been a good week.
This was a good week. This was a very good week. Sure. Oh, you were down here too, huh?
Yeah, this past weekend, yeah.
There's this one place called 33 Taps that I've been wanting to go to. Ugh. It's like a place with shitload of TVs to watch the game. Yeah. We'll do the picks. We'll do we should go next time we're down here. But the picks, we'll do this on Wednesday because I think we said that this Wednesday we're also gonna do the picks for the bracket, right? For the NBA.
Yeah.
So we'll do that and we'll do this. But buys Buffalo, Chicago, Vegas, Minnesota, New York, and Baltimore.
We'll have to start it a little later.
On Wednesday?
Yeah.
That's fine.
Like 10:30.
That's fine. Also, who plays on Thursday? Oh. Yeah.
Cowboys.
Yes, that's fine. That one will probably be a short one anyway.
Yeah.
All right, but tomorrow we should probably work on the YouTube thing so we can start streaming on the YouTube channel.
Yes, for sure.
Oh, well, this is fucking great, dude.
Yeah, it was a good week. Entertaining.
Yeah. A lot of storylines. Frank Reich got fired. So.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of.
I've seen a lot of the owner wanted Bryce Young, but Frank Reich wasn't sold.
He wanted CJ Stroud.
He wanted CJ Stroud. There's a clip I saw on Pat McAfee earlier today. Or Frank Reich's at his CJ Stroud's pro day. It's low-key hilarious. He looks like a fangirl, like recording CJ Stroud. Let's see if I can find it.
I love this one. Everyone, if Frank Reich gets another head coach job, it will be the third Reich. I love this. I mean, that's fucked up, but I just.
I gotta find this.
I mean, the doing things. D-Wade. I mean, it's just hard to like. Let's see. I saw a tweet. So they got rid of their first round pick, which is going to Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
They got rid of Bryce Young, or they got Bryce Young when the other dude didn't want Bryce Young. And I mean, it's just in his first year. How are you gonna fire somebody in their first year? Like,
yeah,
I understand shit's not going your way, but like, you gotta let shit ride. You know what I'm saying? Shit's not gonna get better. Like, now you're subjecting your quarterback to not a good offense, no weapons, no line, and no first round pick. Like, now you just started pressing the reset button with the next person you hire, which is probably not going to be much better if you couldn't hire the first person correctly. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and it's not going to help the development of Bryce Young.
Exactly. Oh, I see. This one? Yeah, dude.
He's all in. He's all in
Some
on
fans
that.
are saying Bryce Young shouldn't be judged based on his bad rookie season, that it doesn't matter how he looks like. But if that is true, why was Frank Reich fired? David Tepper clearly believes it matters how Young looks like. I mean, to be very honest, if you switch CJ Stroud and Bryce Young, I honestly think you would just get the same result. I mean, I don't know if Young would look as good as Stroud does.
I don't think so.
I don't think Stroud would look as good as. I mean, I don't think. Maybe Stroud would look a little bit better than Young does, but I don't think he would be doing that good, to be honest.
Agreed.
Because like, even with the fucking Texans, he's throwing to Tank Dell, and it's like that dude at least I think he was a high draft pick. Also, you know what I mean? And like, there's pieces there, but with the Panthers is like, you're throwing to Adam Thielen. No disrespect to Adam Thielen. I fuck with Adam Thielen, but like,
no, but he's already on the back nine of his career, so it's
exactly. Like, you need more. You need more like weapons. You need like.
Oh, I found it. Look at this.
You need like a decent O line. I mean, it's not like the division's hard either, but who had a yeah, and the fucking.
I found it. Real quick.
2 picks for Chicago.
It's funny because on the Pat McAfee show, they pointed out how everyone on the last throw at the end, everyone around them, all the other like scouts, like follow the ball when he throws it, but Frank Wright doesn't. He's like looking at the camera, recording him. It just looks hilarious.
CJ Stroud points to the sky and then starts his pro day. All the conversations have stopped inside the Woody. What? All the conversations have stopped inside the Woody. Everyone just watching a potential number 1 pick. Panthers head coach Frank Reich is right behind Stroud, watching every throw, even recording some on his phone. I mean, what I do remember is that people were saying that he threw the best ball out of everybody. We were like, that doesn't really make a difference.
On this one right here was. Everyone follows the ball except Frank Wright. So where did it end up? Okay, where did it end up? No.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I don't know, dude. Like, I just feel like these motherfuckers know what they're doing. You know what I'm saying? I mean, sometimes it's very obvious that they don't know what they're doing. Frank Reich, I'm saying. I think I honestly think he's a good coach. I think he just got kind of fucked over. I think so too.
Yeah,
I think he just got fucked over.
Clearly, he didn't get the quarterback he wanted.
Yeah, and even if he did, I still think he kind of knew, like, all right, well, even if I do get CJ Stroud, it's probably not gonna look as good, or maybe it is. I don't know, but like, you know what I mean? I don't know. It's just kind of fucked to be like the number 1 pick. After giving away all that, you kind of know that there's like a trade-off there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, there's that pressure that's on you because it's like, yo, give up all
this shit to get the number 1 pick. I kind of want to look good already. It's like, no, man, that's not how it works. It's very when Carmelo Anthony was on the Nuggets, he wanted to go to New York. Now, instead of waiting for the season to end, he made the Nuggets trade him to the Knicks, which was because he wanted to leave already, like that, like he was done with the Nuggets. So the Nuggets were like, all right, we'll trade you. So they traded him. So then the Knicks had to give up shit to get Carmelo, even though he would have gone to them at the end of the season. So it's like, why the fuck did you make them do that? Now you don't have as good as players on your team. You know what I mean?
That's what happens in the NBA.
Yeah, that's what happens. I mean, that's what happens all the time.
Player-driven league. That's what happens.
And like, yeah, I mean, the NFL is no different. I mean, not that it's player, but it's like, if you're giving up assets to get an asset, your asset's not gonna fucking hard carry you. You know, no matter who they are, let alone a rookie quarterback. You know what I mean? But yeah, I guess we'll see. I mean, hopefully Frank Reich. What I would like to see is that he doesn't get another head coaching job. He kind of just goes into his like just offensive coordinator for a little bit, and then goes just to regain that like I know what I'm doing type thing, and then get hired again. Yeah, I guess we'll see, man. This was good. We touched on everything, right? NFC Madness. Eagles Super Bowl favorites or should be concerned. I think we got them as favorites. So, all right, man. I'm gonna turn off the stream now.